Welcome to Buffalo Boat Shrink Wrapping. This is Chris. In this episode, you're going to watch us shrink wrap this Cobia T-top center console. So as usual, John gets started off by strapping up the hull of the boat in the bottom. So he gets his strapping and his loops to get the height of where the belly band will be, where the bottom of the shrink wrap will come down. And for this T-top, I'm not going to add any posts up here. See, I'm going to get started by taking some rags and towels and putting them over the sharp, those are fishing line reel holder things. The customer did not want to take those down. He said they're a pain in the butt to set up. So we put some rags over there, put some shrink wrap tape over them so the shrink wrap can slide over the top when we pull it over. Here's a better view of those loops that John put together for the belly band. You see the height where the belly band is going to be. So for the top, I'm just going to run some straps down from that T-top down to the corners. And I'm going to do that so that when you shrink wrap it, the shrink wrap has something to lay on, so it doesn't just make a big concave and flap in the wind. You want it to lay on top of those straps, and I tie those down really tight. So I'm going to get quite a few of those because I don't want any big hollow panels of shrink wrap that's not supported or laying on top of any strapping or anything like that. So I'm going to put a bunch of those down. Tie them all tight, and that's going to be the framing for the top for this boat. Get the corners of those fishing pole holders wrapped up. Anything that pokes through the top, any lights, any antennas, any fishing equipment, you got to make sure that none of that stuff is going to poke a hole in the shrink wrap. Got my back corners done. Now I'm running my center line. So that's going to go from the top of that outboard motor in the back straight across the front. Tie that one tight. See, John's got the jack stands out. Love shrink wrapping. Greatest job in the world. See, he's done with this framing up before I am, so now he's got time to dance. Waiting for me to finish my framing up there. Got the shrink on the jack stands. Got my axle. I'm going to feed that up to him. And get that up and over, and then we're going to get that over until it hangs just below the belly band on the opposite side of the boat. Get a nice clean cut off here. When you buy shrink wrap, you get those little yellow shrink wrap knives. It's the only thing it's useful for, is cutting it off the roll. Other than that, I like to use the knife that has a holster, something that's got some serrations on it, something that you're gonna, most useful tool is your knife. You gotta have a good one. Put the shrink away, now we'll unfold it out. Clean as you go around here. Oh look, still doesn't have the belly band through the loops. So for that belly band, we just tie it to itself. Doesn't have to be crazy tight because you still got to tuck the shrink wrap behind it. Unfold this thing. Got good weather for it. We're not working against the wind. A little bit of wind there. Alright, even it out, left to right, front to back. Make sure we're past the belly band on all sides. And as usual, we start with the side middles. So we get that tucked in, and then we get the side middles welded first so that it doesn't shift around on us or blow away. So what I'm doing there with the knife is I'm just finding where those loops are that hold up the belly band, and I'm just cutting a slit so we can tuck behind those straps. So when you mix those loops, we try to space those, 4 or 5 feet. Try to make one nice pleat where the shrink wrap has a lot of extra material, so where it bunches up, try to make one nice clean pleat there. And there's the whole perimeter almost welded, just finishing up the welding in the front. Now you gotta, so all the shrink that's hanging around the motor, if you could just tie
it up, yeah.
Yep. You're just strapping, that's all.
Wait, what am I doing?
So like all this loose shit, you're gonna get a loop around basically like here. So you can go right around all this, like here. So
On the outside.
So like right here you can cut down. Yeah, on the outside. Because and then you're gonna fold it up and weld it right here.
Oh yeah, got you.
So the belly run's gonna be about here.
Okay, you don't want to wrap up the welder with the thread?
This part doesn't need to get wrapped. We can have our basically our belly band right here.
Yeah.
So you can just go around the outside. If you want to make a cut, you can cut like the back. This is the way. This is how you wrap those outboard motors, or at least how we do it. So I got that little flap that it's between the back of the boat and where we wrap around that outboard motor. So we even fold that flap under the bottom and get everything sealed up tight. Shrink pull comes on, got my extension, that makes it easier to shrink everything up. After you get the whole perimeter and the pleats welded up, this is the fun part. This is the end of the job. Shrink it up, looks nice and tight. Then you reinforce any sharp spots or any holes with the tape. Clean up, get paid. Put some pictures on Facebook and YouTube. 5-star review. Tell your friends. Usually go around the bottom as far as I can reach, and then I'll go around again with the ladder and hit the tops around the boat. You do that because you want it to shrink evenly, right? So it all pulls down. You don't want to start at one side and go all the way from the bottom to the top and then have it pull to that side. So you go all the way around and you go all the way around again. This is the way. Buffalo's best flamethrower in the house. So right there, I turned off the propane and burned off the last bit. That way there's no gas in the torch when I put it away. It's a well-shrunk boat. Right as the sun is going down, just in time. Thanks for watching.